What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Football Boot Hour. A little later than even usual for us, but you are here on the Boot Wizard channel with me, James, and of course, my very excellent co-host, Andrew, from the Lockhart Boot blog, who has been with us, who is here with us every single week, of course. No LJ this week. I know some of you are probably
Yeah.
disappointed about that because we got some very lovely comments about how amazing
Yeah.
LJ has been the last few weeks. We will have him back on very, very soon, I'm sure. Clippy's Collection and Proper Boots are in the chat. A slow start to the chat. There might be something going on with YouTube there, but we will see.
Oh,
Chris's
Chris's
Footy
Footy
Kicks
Kicks.
has also joined us, so thank you very much. This week, we're going to have a chat about some odd decisions that Adidas have been making, why they're making those decisions, and maybe what we would have done differently. And this is primarily going to focus around the football gal Predators,
Which
which I think are
get out of the
incredible.
way. Well, oh yeah, I guess we'll talk about them. Yeah, when we do this week's releases, but they are superb.
Yes. Well, I actually don't have any pickups this week. Do you have any pickups this week?
I I don't accept. Havo got their socks
Oh, you got
into
the grip
me.
socks in.
Yeah,
Nice.
these are
Good, aren't
very
they?
high quality. Yeah, it is a shame I can't wear them yet. I yeah, I had surgery again Thursday, so I am out for a little while longer.
back to recovery, as it were.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. But should be good this time, thankfully.
Hopefully,
I
like it's better to get it right though, rather than kind of going in and out, in and out.
Yeah. We had a nice chat about what he thought, what he would have done if I was just a dude who walked around and occasionally did running versus somebody who still plays footy.
Right. Okay.
So
So it's kind of two different aspects or
yeah.
elements.
Yeah. So we're
Okay, I
trying
see
one
that.
thing first, and we're going to give myself a few weeks to recover. I'm already in less pain than before, so there's that.
Okay, that's pretty big. Like we like that.
Yeah.
That's a very good sign. Nice. Yeah, I didn't even pick up a pair of grip socks this week. Nothing. What I did do, I will do a nice early shout out for this. Now, I was going to put this shout out because I thought that, it would be something that I kind of needed to do to boost the thing that I am doing. Turns out not so much, but we're going to shout it out anyway. So I've just launched a giveaway with Advantage grip socks. So that launched a couple of hours ago, and we're not just doing. So I've done a collab with them before to do a giveaway, and we gave away something insane, like 50 pairs of grip socks.
Yeah.
Last time we did this.
I
This
got
time,
some. That was amazing.
yeah, I think almost everybody who entered got some. And then, but this time, what we're doing is we're only giving away 5 pairs of grip socks, but we are also giving away a pair of boots of your choice up to the value of £250 from Pro Direct Sock.
Ooh.
So
Ooh,
you'll
that
get
is
5 pairs of their new grip socks, and basically you can pick your whatever size, color, boot you want. If it's in stock on Pro Direct,
tasty.
and that can be Pro Direct UK, Pro Direct US, we don't mind. Pro Direct aren't affiliated with this. We're just using Pro Direct as
Yeah.
the base, especially because Advantage are based in the UK. And you can pick a pair of boots. So, as I say, my whole thing was like, okay, I'm going to drop this just before the pod, and then I will probably have to come on the pod and be like, okay, go out, enter this amazing giveaway. You can win a pair of boots. So as of right this very second, so this is on Instagram and on TikTok. But on TikTok, the video has 140,000 views and
Boy,
3,000 comments. So my biggest concern right now is how the hell I'm going to like scrape all of that
revelate.
data and actually do a work out who to do the giveaway for. So Instagram also has like huge views and huge comments per like based on the views, but TikTok has gone insane. The video has been up 4 hours and it's got 140,000 views.
Yeah.
So that is kind of
Clippy,
insane.
that's
But
not why.
if you would like to enter to potentially win a pair of football boots of your choice, then you can do so on my Instagram and on my TikTok from my most recent videos. But yeah, that's that's the huge thing this week
Yeah,
anyway.
that's massive.
That's absolutely insane. Uh, and that's it. So there's no further pickups. I can show you these, I suppose, which I didn't really show last week. So I can show you them
Oh,
briefly.
nice.
So it's the Nivea Aura. Can't give you any more information than that. So I was allowed to put up one reel as like a teaser, and kind of give a bit of information, but the actual boots aren't released yet, and they won't release until the end of the month. So I can't put out anything else until later, even though everyone's seen them now. So that's
Just
cool.
tussle immediately. Leak alert. Let
Nobody's
me
leaking things like you, Josh.
let me get this question from one's whatever. I like that. Elite opinions. I love the Montecito Elite. I actually think it's better than the Aurelia Neo in terms of fit. Um, the new gen is exactly the same as the last gen, except the new sole plate, and the sole plate makes almost zero difference.
There you go.
The super wide ones, the Kinger leather, um, the Kinger leather is the same grade, if I remember correctly, because they're both the elite, so they use the same grade as of Kinger leather. They're both made in Indonesia, I believe. They're from their Indonesian factory, so you shouldn't see a quality difference. The one thing you will have in the non super wide is you'll have an external heel counter versus no external heel counter in the super wide.
There you go. Knowledge. Is the Montecito Elite the one that J Mike thinks is fantastic? There's a
Yes, that's the
Montecito,
one.
yeah. J
Him and
Mike is
I are
in
on the same
love with the
mind.
Montecito Elite,
Yeah,
like same
he
as
is.
you. Like it's crazy.
He has
So
been fighting a one-man battle to get Mizuno to release them in Europe.
yeah. What did I spoke to him about something a little while ago, like kind of in that similar kind of bracket of like a very good Mizuno boot that was affordable, and he was just like Montecito Elite, need that
Yeah,
boot, like
yeah, yeah.
absolutely loves it. So that's pretty cool. But anyway, moving on slightly, we'll move on to new releases, I suppose, and we will start with these two. Yeah, there we go. So I did get these correct. So I was desperately trying to look for better pictures of these, and this is the best I could pull. I literally screen grabbed them off Instagram. So we got the new TLSS
That
sweeper.
stupid iPhone update with that pit. It makes me want to vomit. Every AI induced thing literally makes me want to vomit. I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here. Sorry. There's like a thing where it's like AI video games are the future, and the people are showing these video games that are completely done by AI, but it's not even a video game. It's just a video made to look like a video game. And it
Okay.
looks like like I want to vomit my eyes out because it looks so bad. And I saw one comment, it was like, I bet this goes hard if you're stupid.
That's very funny. I like that. Um,
Anyways, um,
Anywho, so yeah, so
TLSS.
this completes their lineup. So obviously TLSS, they now have a boot for each letter of TLSS. They have the tactician, the libero, the striker, and the sweeper. This is the sweeper, which is way less impressive than the prototype we saw a few months ago.
Yeah, the prototype looked amazing. Like, for those who don't know, their prototype was stolen and sold off by somebody, and they managed to recover it. But like, I understand they were trying to create some hype around what happened, and like that's not a bad idea. But that
No,
prototype looked wild compared to these. These are so toned down compared to that.
this does look to me like a striker with
Yeah,
a slightly different grip element on it.
yeah, it's basically what it is. That's a shame.
It is.
They need to do stuff to stand out in this market.
Yes. And I think they had something um with the concept version or the that they had that was almost like it was old school kind of like really hardcore like power boot vibes, and people were getting excited about that. So but yeah, so we have that. I think a few of us hopefully have a pair of those on the way. I think you have a pair
Mhm.
on the way, don't you, Andrew?
Think
I should
so.
have a pair. I believe Josh Tossell has a pair. I think there's a few of us that should get those in hand. So they'll be interesting to see. And I do have a pair of the current striker as well. I have the .717, so I'll be able to do a direct comparison between the two and see exactly how different they actually are. And then, of course, on the same slide here, we got the Puma King. Now, this is like unveiled but not released, and they haven't
Yeah,
really said much about it. This was essentially a bit of a kind of PR stunt, promo stunt by Puma with Skepta, Javi Simmons, LJ Collects, apparently, um, all um, all got basically pictures of this boot out, and I must say, it looks lovely.
it looks the details on this is superb. The colorway is superb. I want to point out that several like a decade or so ago, what was it 2008, 2010? I'm trying to remember. Anyways, like burgundy color, they did an all burgundy Puma King XL, I think it was at the
Okay.
time, and it was gorgeous and came in a really nice leather bag and had some superb details. So it was like the 60th anniversary of the King or something like that. And these look similar vibe, like they look really, really nice. And I'm very hopeful. And I even put on my like when I shared it to my story, I was like, please be good. Like
they
I Puma needs this to be good. I need this to be good because they look gorgeous.
Yeah. Um, I think, like, obviously, we can only speculate based on how they do look, but they do look like a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
They like say the colorway, the design, everything. But even if you look at like the shape of the boot, like there is maybe like I could just be the angles that I've seen where they look like the heel opening is quite wide. But aside from that, everything about the boot does seem to be improved. There's kind of a few people have pointed out to me, and I see where they're coming from. Some maybe little kind of CTR type vibes with the kind of padded kind of pass pattern areas on the
Well,
instep and stuff.
the
So I get that.
David Hall Boot Hall was like, yeah, Copa King Pure 3, which he's not wrong, but I
He's not
mean,
wrong, not at all. Um, Josh Tossell, bang average, calling them bang average. Like
just like Chelsea,
they
huh?
could be bang average to play in. They absolutely could be.
But yeah, oh,
Because
%.
it could be just because it is a very standard looking boot. But I think in that colorway with that presentation and that box, they
Uh,
immediately get you at least a bit excited.
yeah. I'm going to laugh if these go hard, get lots of attention, blah 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 blah, and then they just completely die off with the next colorway.
Do you know what? There's a strong possibility here that they're going to do, and Puma have done this before, Adidas have done this before. They release or they unveil the boot and they don't drop it for like another 6 weeks. And by the time they drop it, nobody gives a fuck anymore.
I
Like,
I would be I would be shocked if Puma waited longer than a week to release these
oh,
because it's Puma, right?
yeah, but
They can't.
what's the dumbest thing they could
That's
possibly do?
I know, I know, I know. It's just yeah.
The only thing they could do that would be dumber than like waiting 6 weeks would be to first release a different launch colorway
Oh,
and
like
then
a
release these.
camouflage and then release
Yeah,
these. Yeah.
that's the only dumber thing they could do, which means it's possible. So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah. I know it when you assume you make an ass out of you and me. Yeah, 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 yeah.
um,
Yeah. I
but
hate that
yeah,
you said that now because that's what's gonna happen, isn't it?
you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna if we come back next week and these haven't released, like Angie's gonna lose his
No,
mind.
if they haven't released, but they released another colorway
It's
first,
something different, yeah.
I might fly to Herzo and set fire to their headquarters.
Yeah. Um, they could drop a face. They could drop a facelift version first, says Josh. But
Jeez.
yeah, the front is very Copper Pure 3. I think there's some great
Oh, yeah, yeah,
calls
yeah.
on
Absolutely.
that there
Absolutely.
for sure. Uh, so we should rank these two.
Yeah.
Where would you like to rank the two boots?
The TLSS, without seeing any more pictures or having them in hand, they're going to go in meh. That is
Yeah,
uninspired.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And the Pumas?
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm gonna put them in good just because of that colorway, everything. Blah, 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 blah.
But they could ruin that very quickly.
They could. They could.
See,
This
I think
this
there's
is
a
one of those we'll put an asterisk, and when they release,
yes. So I feel the same. So I feel like they're good, but I don't think they stay there. I think one of two things has to happen. They either have to release and be a good boot and look like that, so therefore they can go in great, or they're going to balls the release massively and the boot also won't be very good and they'll end up in meh. It's one of those two things. They're pretty much the only options.
I
So
love like
the fact that
they
we have
are
no
very
faith.
much. Huh, they are the Marmite of brands
Yeah, absolutely. Clippy's collection's about to be like
or
more,
Vegemite.
more. Vegemite, love a bit of Vegemite.
God, it's
Okay,
disgusting.
I love Vegemite. Vegemite's so good. I don't like Marmite, but I do like Vegemite.
What is wrong with you?
Vegemite's so good, man. So good.
We
All
have
about that.
this we have like this thing. Sorry, we have something called natto here, which is
Mm,
fermented soybeans, and it's
okay.
similar. It's either you love it or you hate it.
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely disgusting, but my wife loves it. My son loves it. My mother-in-law loves it. My younger brother loves it. My younger brother eats it every single morning. And I'm like, how can you do that to your body? Actually, it's supposed to be really good for your stomach, but
my my kid loves Vegemite as well. He's a big fan.
my God, what
Um,
the hell?
yeah. But like it's crazy. So my wife doesn't like it, okay? And
Smart woman.
so she has like it sounds ridiculous, but she kind of has no idea like how to use it as a result. So whenever she makes it for like our kid and he doesn't mind, but it would drive me insane. There's like an inch thick with like layer on top of toast. And I'm like, even I couldn't handle that. I'm like, that is too much Vegemite. And my kid's just like, yep, great stuff. And you've met my kid. He's not like gonna be doing anything like cleanly or tidily. So like just sticky black Vegemite
Oh,
all over the
it's just
place.
like into the bath.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
you feed him
At like
Vegemite again? Into the bath.
at like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Okay.
However,
Oh,
sorry, go on.
ugh.
Do you
Clippy's
know?
like,
Do you know?
oh yeah, would people eat a spoonful of it? Oh,
Do you know what I'm going to do as well? So I put up a poll. So I'm trying to use the kind of YouTube extra things to make everything a bit more
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
So I put up a poll. What's the favorite lease of the week? Currently, the TLSS Sweeper at 7%, the Javi Simmons Puma King at 64%, and the Football Gal Predator at 29%. I'm going to see if I can either. No, I can't put up a second poll, but I can end this poll very much. So, and I can put up a second poll. I'm all over this. So we can have
Vegemite,
the
Marmite, and we'll do
Vegemite or
natto.
Marmite, yes or no. There we go. That's all it is.
Huh? Huh?
Poll is
Huh?
up.
Nope.
Vote, people. Yes, Josh, we can rank Vegemite and Marmite. You can do it in the in the comments. Let us know what you think. Poll is up. However, back to the football boots because the podcast is about that, not toast toppings. Um, and I think we should talk about obviously the final release of the week and also somewhat our topic of the week. So I suppose we'll just start with the boots. Let's just start by talking about the actual boots themselves, which are these. Designed by the football gal. If you don't know who that is, where have you been? So this is Diana. She is a designer. She does stitch patterns on football shirts a lot of the time. She's an artist. She is absolutely incredible. And she has teamed up with Adidas to create these, which have some of her kind of like signature floral patterns on the current Predator. And I am going to make a bold and outlandish statement that this is my favorite Predator colorway that they've released in the 25.
I'm going to agree with you. I think this is one. I mean, we'll get into this. I think in terms of just aesthetics, You strip everything all the noise away around it. It is superb.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Detailings on this is so nice. Like the inside of the heel,
Mhm.
even having a little pattern, lovely.
Yeah.
That is superb.
It's absolutely incredible. I've got another little picture here. I think the marketing campaign has been pretty good as well, like kind of Alessia Russo, and even these shots of them being that kind of like, with the tracksuit bottoms as well as like a
Yeah, yeah.
lifestyle collab. And of
Oh,
course,
the
they
l
released the
the
freestyle boots as
oh,
well.
those are so cool, and they sold out immediately here. The boots sold out almost like, there's still a couple pairs left on Adidas, but, like, Soccer Shop Camo, they were gone within, like, 20 minutes. That has not happened to any pred at all this year.
Yeah, you see, there is this like element of, and we'll get into this. Um, where there's saturation, like nobody cares, there's too much of everything and nobody's bothered anymore. But with these have at least ignited some kind of like response from people. So I tell you what, right, let's just quickly rank them because we're going to
Yeah.
just naturally fall into
Yeah,
the
yeah.
actual conversation here. So these are unquestionably great from both of us.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. And I will happily stand by my my claim of best Predator colorway so
Yeah,
far.
yeah, I'm gonna back
Um
you up with that.
Now,
The more I look at them, the better they get.
absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. Okay, so let's get into the meat and bones of what we actually want to talk about. So we're saying that yes, they've done quite well. They have sold fairly well, um, especially considering that a lot of Predator colorways, after say halfway through the year, didn't really shift at all in a lot of places, particularly like, for example, Japan.
Jeez.
Yeah, those are half price on Unisport. They are 50% off on Unisport right now. You can pick them up for
Oh, wow.
€150, which is yeah, LJ. LJ can't buy from Unisport.
But I've only had somebody who could.
Yeah, he's got. Well, I do have. They're just behind me. I have LJ's boots here actually, because they did arrive. So I need to get them sent off to him. I was meant to do it today, but I had a job interview, so I didn't. I didn't get the job, so I'm still unemployed. People, good times. There's
Me
your
too.
update on
Hooray,
my life.
hooray.
The the unemployed
Everything is
football boot
hell.
hour. Here we are.
Everything is hell. But
Um,
yeah, yeah, like, I absolutely love these,
mm,
and they have not sold at all.
yeah.
They flew too close
So
to the sun.
yeah, and like even right now, so I've just had a look, and admittedly, okay, so this is the European version of ProDirect, just because it automatically takes me there, and the freestyle is almost sold out. You've got like sizes, I think 9, 10, 11. This UK sizes, and then the actual boots themselves, you still have everything from a 6 to an 11 available
Oh, wow.
on ProDirect IE. And we think that had they released these earlier in the life cycle, they
They
would
would have
have
gone.
sold. And
Yeah.
there's two major problems here for me. One is that Adidas are definitely backloading their boots, especially the Predator. They did it last year with the Bellingham launch. They've done it this year with the Bellingham launch, with the Bellingham black and blue, and then with these, where they are literally just trying to squeeze as much money out of the product as possible rather than transitioning into the 25. They're just going more, 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 more. But because they have released so many colorways already trying to squeeze so much money out of us, that they have got to a point where they are absolutely crippling some of their best designs. So, okay, the Bellingham one, neither of us were a huge fan of, but it was something that, it's a signature player that should be a moment. It should be a boot. It should be something you can really get behind.
Yeah.
Had a
Yeah.
whole campaign with it. And the same with these. The fact that these will be one of the very last releases of the Predator 25 is insane when you've already got to a point where everyone's got just absolute fatigue over the number of Predator 25 colorways you've released. This should have been the first limited edition or special edition boot, collab boot, whatever that they released. These would have flown off the shelves, and even at €300, they would have flown off the shelves, and they would be a huge thing. They would be a genuine moment Whereas now, I feel like they've ruined the whole hype around it by simply just making it so much about money. That's me.
Yeah.
That's me in my
No,
soapbox. Your
no,
turn.
that's you're absolutely not wrong. But the thing is, last year we warned Addy.
Said
We
the
were
same
very
thing.
open saying like, don't release so many Preds. If you do this for the 25, sales are gonna tank. And sales have tanked. I like here, no okay. Uh a couple stuff did sell out. So the black red Pred released earlier this year, and I think partially because it released earlier this year, sold out. The entire country, it's gone.
Right.
And they restocked. So Adidas did a stupid thing and decided to restock it. So now there's some available again on Addy, but they're now sitting there. So do not restock boots these days.
Yeah.
And it's just it's like this. If they knew they were doing well, they knew they were doing the Obsidian Strike. Why release the Black Red? Don't bother.
Do the
Skip it.
Obsidian Strike as the black one. Like that would have probably been.
Yeah, exactly. And this would have gone so much harder. These are better than the Rotero, but the Rotero has a unique colorway
Mhm.
and stands out more. And yeah, the Bellingham one, the launch got pushed back, I think. That's my guess.
I assume so. Josh makes a good point that the Bellingham being injured didn't really help that, which is fair enough.
Let his
But
brother wear them.
yeah. So I think there is another way of kind of looking at this is that obviously the people in the chat, the people that are currently watching, and us, are we too much looking at this from trying to play devil's advocate a little bit here? Are we too much looking at this from a point of view of a boot nerd, a boot collector who knows that the Predator 26 is coming? Does your average consumer know that we're getting a Predator 26 in December, and do they care? Like, would they buy this boot anyway? Are we too much stuck in this idea of this boot's incredible, we really love it, oh, it's not selling, that must be something to do with Addy? Or is it just not selling because it's too expensive or people don't like it? Is there another element and we're being unfair? I don't think so, but it's a question to
No,
you
I
and to
don't.
the chat that, like, I
No,
thought it'd be an
I
interesting
don't.
point to look at.
No, I don't think so at all. Adidas has trained their audience to know that every single year there will be a replacement.
And
And
footy
like,
headlines is huge now. Like
yeah, footy headlines
everybody's
is
looking at
huge.
footy headlines.
I get like random people who aren't even into boots will send me stuff from footy headlines. They're like, dude, these are coming. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Or like,
Yeah, I get that a lot. Like people will say things to me. It's one of two things. They'll either say things like, "Oh, what do you think about, for example, the new Tiempo, for example?" And
mhm,
I'm kind of like, "This is before there's only footy headlines leaks," and I'm just like, I'm not going to comment on it. And they're like, "Oh, well, I know it's coming. It's on footy headlines." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm just saying I'm not going to comment on it."
yeah,
And they're like,
exactly.
"Yeah, but I know more than you." It's like everybody reads
You,
footy headlines. Like I haven't missed
yeah,
anything. I'm just
yeah.
not talking about it. Like,
Yeah. You've got like I'm telling you, I will tell you this again and again. You are way too nice to people, and that's why.
just going to tell some people to get lost in a less
No,
friendly manner.
it's not even being get lost. It's just your general attitude is too friendly, in my
Gotta,
opinion. I don't
gotta
know.
help,
I guess you're the
gotta
yin
help
to
the
my
people.
yang.
This is why we're a good partnership. Here we go. So here's the counterpoint. I was assuming somebody would have the counterpoint. So AD says the boot looks great, but I don't think it sells any better if it's released earlier. I don't think the general boot buyer understands these collabs. Now, I think with this one that I don't think you need to know about the collab. I just think it's a phenomenal looking boot. Like,
People
do
will
you
notice
need to
that it
know the
looks
collab?
different. I think this is my opinion is this is probably a bigger boost for the football gal than it is for Addie, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Like
Some
she's
people may
huge.
have
She's amazing,
yeah.
but like 150,000 followers on Instagram or something like that, which is massive. But when you take that and compare it to a global brand like Addy, I'd say she's probably getting a good old boost off that.
Yeah, I think one of the interesting things is like, remember when Puma did the Art of Football King?
Hmm.
They sold those over here. Nobody here knows what Art of Football is.
Right.
But they sold
Yeah.
eventually. But it's like, I think this is more of a boost for the creators than it is for the brands themselves. The brands, they're just doing it. It's another collab to check off. Some might
Yeah.
be more unique than others. Like these are way more unique than a lot of collabs they'll do.
Hmm.
But like I'm thinking of the Stormy. I'm gonna get this wrong.
The Stormzy one, yeah.
Stormzy
The
one,
no,
the
the
Stormzy Pred.
murky one.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like even those were nowhere near as unique as these are.
No, that was just a colorway with an association, really, and kind of like a logo on it. Though it wasn't anything like this. So is this a case of, and I think this is probably a very good point, even if I do say so myself, a case of Adidas doing something that I think they have been trying to do and they are doing quite well is to dominate the lifestyle side of
Yeah, the
football. That
lifestyle shoes go hard in these.
Yeah, and they're going, look, we are integrating with like culture. It's probably the better word that I'm
Yeah,
looking
yeah, yeah.
for. They're
They're
saying we are football culture. Adi are going, we are Adidas, we are football, we are football culture, which I think is maybe a different approach to what Nike are doing, or at least they're doing it better than Nike, where Nike have now only just started to go back to this kind of like T90 vibe. And I know they did the Palace collab recently, which I must say I think
it,
was phenomenal.
it's amazing.
Um, yeah, but I think Adidas are really trying to position themselves as they are football culture. I think that's really important to them right now, and that's exactly what this boot is. So I would say, so do they care if they sell or not? Really, is it just about the status of saying, "Oh, we're intertwined with football culture"? But if that was the case, would they have made them more limited? Maybe did they simply make too many?
I think well, they made too many, but I think the real win for them here was doing the freestyle shoes.
Mm,
I think
considering how fast they've sold.
yeah, and I think the other thing is like you have bloat core and bloquette core going pretty hard right
Hmm.
now, right? Well, Adidas has been owning it with the Samba in general recently. Samba sales have skyrocketed in the past few years, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think Addy's trying to say we're not just football culture, but we are street culture. And Nike's trying to slowly take that back. Sub makes a good point that he thinks this
Hey,
collab
sub.
might be a response to Nike working with Antonio Bronze. I think we'll see more
Oh,
collabs with embroidery on kits soon in the football gal. Yeah, probably.
that's a good point. Like, I think I hadn't thought of that because Nike, like that Antonio Brown stuff, really does get that kind of football culture conversation going. When she's dropping like obviously the leather jackets. So this, if they continue to work with her, I think that's a fantastic shout. To be honest, um, gotta trust sub for a great call. Um, what was I going to say? I think again, 80 has a good point here that these boots are almost too nice to wear. It's a
Yeah.
piece of
Oh yeah,
art.
yeah, yeah.
And I
Yeah.
absolutely agree with that. So I was hoping to have a pair for the podcast to show off. Mine haven't arrived yet. I did order a pair. Um and I genuinely think that this is actually art on a football boot. And you get obviously, I know you get designs and you get various things like that. I feel like this is the exact opposite. It's the antithesis of what Puma did with their like AI designed bullshit
Yeah,
boots.
absolutely.
This is proper art from an actual artist, and the
It
boots are art. And I think that's fantastic. But I think you're
it
right. They
is.
probably are a bit nice to wear.
It is. I will say this. Look at the tongue of the regular Pred, right?
Hmm.
It's got the grip balance. It's got a massive Adidas logo. Addy being willing to forego that to let her have all the space to work with on the tongue, I
Yeah.
think speaks volumes about how like big of a collab this is for them. And also just as a company that they're willing to say like, hey, we don't need to just, slap our logo everywhere. Like it's obvious, it's easy with the Pred, obviously, because
Hmm.
everybody recognizes a Pred now. At the same time, they're like, we can do more with these collabs. We don't have to slap our name all over everything.
Yeah. No, I agree. And like, so I like so so obviously, a few people, most of the chat probably know by now that I'll get a pair of boots in that I think are like very noteworthy, newsworthy, and I'll maybe do a review or an unboxing, and I will return them because I can't afford to be buying every
Yeah,
boot under the sun that arrives. So I ordered these, and immediately was like, I need to sell some boots so I can keep these. Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because
And I think that's the right way to go about it with these.
because again, unemployed. So I can't just be dropping the money on these. I seriously need to offset the
Buy
spend.
our boots,
But
buy our
yeah, so
boots.
buy my boots. I've got like 3 pairs of Preds if anybody's interested. So to offset, because I really think that these are genuinely art that could be kept. And I generally choose what obviously goes on my background for my boots. These would be a perfect boot for that. They would be like the boot background kind of art, and I think they're
Yeah.
absolutely incredible.
I do want to talk about the fact that people are bringing up the price tag, and yeah, we've been ranting about how expensive boots have been for forever.
Yeah,
This is super. Everything's too expensive. Everything's far too expensive. I mean, your Mizuno is bordering on their boot, not bordering on. They are. Some of their boots are 3 times the price in the UK versus Japan.
yeah.
That is obscene, and it's unacceptable. And yeah, the Pred should be closer to like 200 euros rather than 300, you know?
Yeah, I feel like the limited editions should be more like 250, not
Yeah,
300, you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh Josh Tossel also hates the Palace collab with Nike. How dare
I,
you, Josh? I
yeah,
really like it.
I do agree the marketing was better than the, okay, this is how good the marketing was for that Palace collab. I didn't recognize the fact that there was unique product for that collab.
Right.
I saw the space they did and all that and just assumed like maybe they released something and I just didn't see it.
I saw Wayne Rooney and went, "Ha!"
Well, yeah, I saw that, and after that, it's entirely forgettable.
Yeah. Um Chris's Footy Kick says the Sambas are the same, so many colorways. Got 2 pairs for my wife's birthday on Sunday. She already has about 5 pairs. Yeah, so they've just it's the same idea that they've just saturated the market. They went, oh, Sambas are
Yeah,
cool again. Let's put out all the Sambas. To the point now where Sambas have become they are oversaturated, and you can see the influencers trending away from the Samba. But Adidas have done a fantastic job of again is integrating into culture. They're now that kind of like football culture shoe, but also beyond that, they're a shoe for your general kind of influencer. They're cool, that kind of stuff. So they've now got all of these again kind of retro styles maybe that are back in play. And yeah, okay, so that maybe people are slowing down on buying the Samba, but they're still buying other silhouettes that might be similar that are also Adidas. Like
yeah,
I think
that's true.
Adi have done a great job of influencing that, and I do think that the football culture side of this is can't be understated, and how much I think that's part of Adidas's marketing is how much can we dominate the football culture conversation, um, and this has to be play a huge role in that.
We did forget something. We probably should talk about this.
And what did we forget?
All of the Addy kits released this week.
No, we didn't forget that. It's just we're a boot
We're
podcast.
talking about
It is absolutely worth talking about, and I think we will have time this week because we didn't have
okay.
pickups or anything. So what I would say is let's do two things. Let's kind of wrap up final thoughts on the football gal Preds. Chat, if you have thoughts or questions about the football gal Preds, please whack them in the chat now, and then we will have a look at the Addy kits because it does make a lot of sense for us to talk about those this week. And I will
Always
quickly,
forget something.
well, yeah, we do.
I
Well,
just
I
need
say
to
we
bring
do.
back the
I do.
dragons. Yeah, those dragon Preds. That is something that's very surprising that hasn't come back.
The dragon design on the Pred.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true, actually. Maybe they're, oh, it's not like they're short of things to come back with, are they?
No, that's true. but it should have come back before like a lot of stuff. Addy is mystifying.
Before the 800th remake of the Mania.
Or Accelerator, or, just anything. Yeah, I love that Mexico long sleeve jersey. I also love so we got all the Japan. I guess we'll talk about this in a minute. But yeah, the Mexico long sleeve jersey is
Let's
amazing.
just do it. Like, we'll jump in. So I think with the football gal Preds, they are fantastic. I still believe that Addy have absolutely released them at the wrong time.
Yep.
I do think they needed to be released earlier in the cycle, and I think we can be very convinced that they definitely needed to be more affordable.
Look, my kind of final thoughts is I saw another picture of like all the Preds that are released this year. And at the start of the year, if you said, we've got something with the football gal coming, but in order to do it, you need to sacrifice 8 colorways of the Pred.
Yeah.
I would have gone back to them and said, I will sacrifice 12 colorways of the Pred just to have that football gal collab.
Yeah, absolutely. Completely agree with you. So yeah,
Hey,
it's
Chris.
a phenomenal boot. Addy have bollocksed it.
They
have. So onto the kits. Now we've slammed Addy a bit. Let's talk about some other stuff. I was actually talking to a friend of ours in Germany about these earlier today, because he was discussing just the pure cost of them. So the long sleeve versions of these are €150.
Are those replica? Or are they player version?
Yeah, no, replica long sleeves. As far as I didn't look, he was telling me.
Really? I
think so.
Not.
Hold on, let me have a look. See, let's have a look.
So we have. So normally here, we would have the authentic long sleeve, and that's it. There's no replica long sleeve. This time around, there is a replica long sleeve. As we talk about these kits, I just got a sponsored ad for the new Japan kit pop up on my YouTube.
Okay, so no. Okay, so the long sleeves are 110, and then 160 for the player version. Yeah, so it's 110 for those, and then 160. But there is, let's have a look. Sorry, when I haven't prepared. So that's actually not too bad, because it's still horrendously expensive. But from the conversation I was having earlier, because I was just told this, it seemed like the jump in price was also absolutely enormous. It looked like you were going from a short sleeve at like €100 to a long sleeve at €160. But it's actually a short sleeve at 100 and then a long sleeve at 110, which is again, it's insane prices, but it's fine. And 11 Team Sport, I think, actually are selling the Germany long sleeve. Yeah, they are. I'm just looking now. A little bit cheaper as well, because obviously they're German. So the Germany long sleeve is actually €10 cheaper, which is pretty good.
I'm going to go out there and say I like the thicker stripes. I know a lot of people don't seem to like it. I like it.
I am really on the fence, because I haven't seen a good, like, you can't really see the stripes properly when it's like a front view. Like, you can't quite work out exactly what it's going to look like.
I posted a sizing vid. So because one of the weird things Adidas has done is they have gotten rid of the Japan sizing on the new kits.
Okay.
It's purely international sizing now.
Odd choice.
Yeah. So I've been buying Japanese medium in kits. I've been doing that for a while now because I live here. I can now go to a Japanese small. Or not a Japanese small, but I can go back to a
general small, yeah, like an international small.
Which is very surprising. But yeah, if you go on SS Camo's Instagram and they have a sizing, they've got a guy, he's like 100, he's like a meter 78, and they've got him wearing all the different sizes of the kits, and he's turning side to side, so you can see the sides of the sleeves and stuff.
You can actually get a better look at it.
Yeah, they are thick. They are very thick. but I actually think they look really good, especially like the Spain kit. I think it
The
makes it a lot more bold than it would be if they had thinner stripes.
I was literally going to say, so I think the only one that I am convinced that is a good idea is the Spain one. Because I was, I must have closed it. I was literally looking a second ago at the long sleeve Spain jersey. And I do think that looks very good with the thick stripes because they've got obviously the different color stripes. I think it's very, very bold. I think that's awesome.
And
Um,
and and I oh go sorry, go
no,
ahead.
no, go on.
I The conspiracy theory is back here because okay, if you notice on the picture, all the numbers are of players who are sponsored by Addy, right?
Yes.
Interestingly, for Japan, the current wearer of number 10 is Ritsudoan, who is Puma.
Okay.
Now, Takefusa Kubo, who is Addy's main player here, has worn 10 in one match. And there is a rumor that there's a secret clause in Adidas's contract with Japan's national team that every major tournament, the number 10 has to be worn by an Adidas sponsored player. And if you go all the way back, I think from 2002 onwards, every
It's
single major
always.
tournament, it's always Adidas. So like the easy one for Japan and Adidas for a long time was Shinsuke Nakamura. He was just natural to wear the 10. Even through the 2010 World Cup when he barely played, he wore 10. But then the next tournament was the Asia Cup, which Japan won. Shinji Kago was wearing number 10 instead of like Keisuke Honda, which would have seemed like a natural fit. So,
So
and then
you,
Shinji Kagawa wore number 10 for the years.
So you should have a really clear indication if that's true when you come to this this
Yeah.
tournament because whoever gets 10 if the Addy athlete gets 10 it does
No,
seem like a really clear.
it's going to be Kubo. The way you can tell is from this picture. They're
Right.
all these players' numbers. 19, that's Yamal. 17, that's Joshua Kimmich. You know, you know who's going to wear which number, right?
Yeah.
Um, uh, you know, where's okay, Algeria's 11, so that's not. Is that Mahrez? Is that what he wears for Algeria? I don't remember.
Genuinely don't know.
Number 4 is Scott McTominay, right? For Scotland. So like
Mahrez seems to be
it's
wearing number 7 for
huh,
Algeria, so I
okay.
don't know who their number 11 is.
But like, they're already selling kits here with number 20 for Kubo because he's been wearing number 20 for the national team while Doan's wore
Yeah,
number 10. But, you know, number I mean, they're showing plain as day here that number 10 will be an Adidas player,
will be
so
in
it
it.
only makes
Yeah,
sense that it's going to be Kubo.
interesting.
We'll see
Interesting.
because the kits, international break is coming up, right?
Yes.
So we'll see whether
Josh
that's
Tossell,
confirmed or denied.
Mexico number 11, Santiago Munoz.
Oh,
Don
it's
Mango
Verts who wears 17.
wants the 17 shirt. There you go.
Yeah. Joshua Kimmich wears 6, doesn't he? But I will say the one thing I do like, now they're too expensive still, but I do appreciate that in Japan, Adidas has not raised the price of the kits at all.
Okay,
It's from
that's
the
cool.
from the Y3 kits. So that's nice. Um I already have a Takekubo Y3 kit, so it's tempting to get another kit with him wearing number 10, because aesthetics and all that jazz. But since I've already got a kit with his name on the back, it's who to go for next.
Clippy makes a good point. Says how the Stars have the year that the World Cup was won in them is very cool, which it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
That's a very cool little design choice.
Chris does make Chris is right. They do need to relax the rules on shirt designs, but that's not going to happen. Mino won't
No.
wear number 10 for Japan. He's not Addy's main athlete in Japan anymore. It makes sense, but he's either worn number 9, which was in the qualifying to lead up to the last World Cup, or he's worn number 8.
So what would be your picks? Like obviously I know you love the Japan one. Like
I
what are
do. I
your
do.
what are your favorites?
I like the Japan one specifically because the way they have advertised it here, like the lines are the horizon. The
I saw
it's
that, yeah.
Yeah, so the team's really pushing to make the quarterfinals this next World Cup, which will be hard, but it's possible. I mean, it could have been possible at the last World Cup, to be fair. I do love the Scotland one a lot.
There is a lot of love for that Scotland one, to be
I
fair.
love that Scotland kit. Yeah, the Japan keeper kit is really nice. Um, and aside from the Scotland, the Spain one I think is good. Yeah, the Germany one obviously is that's going to be a classic
Yeah.
easily,
It's the
easily. People
last
are going to
Germany
remember that.
Adidas kit as
Yeah,
well, isn't it,
yeah,
I
yeah,
think?
yeah. That Spain one is so good though. The details are really nice.
Yeah,
I
I like Spain. I
mhm.
like Italy.
Yeah, the Italy one's really
Like blue
the
and
gold
gold
is
is,
really nice.
yeah,
Yeah,
really nice. And I like Peru because I like the kind of like the sash design.
yeah.
I think that's very cool. And you can't ever really go wrong with like the Mexico designs. They're always great. But I
No, the
feel like
Mexico
this,
design is absurdly
but
nice.
yeah, it feels like it almost feels like they've done it before though. It feels very, very kind of like similar. But I
It
still
is.
like it, you know.
Well, it's was it 2002? The kit had a similar design, but that was an Addy back then. It was a Mexican brand. Or was it a German brand or a Brazilian brand? Trying to remember. Anyways, I love the Hungary kit. It's plain, but I always like Hungary's logo. I will say this might divide opinion. I do like that middle striping on the Wales kit.
It feels very Wales. Like, you
It
know,
does.
like
It does.
it suits like a Wales kit, I think. I'm that's got to be inspired from somewhere as well. Like Wales have definitely had
Yeah.
that before.
I will say too, the thing I love, like I really like that Mexico kit a lot, and they've had some bangers the past few years. I'm tempted to pick up the Mexico kit. And in Japan, so we have the long sleeve replica and authentic of the Japan kit, obviously, but we
Hmm.
also have, I think, just replica of long sleeve Argentina, Mexico, and Germany.
Ah,
Now, Mexico and Germany kind of make sense. They're very popular. Getting the Mexico one here is a bold move on Addy's part that I applaud.
really?
And I think it's purely because the aesthetics. Because it looks good.
It is. It's beautiful. It's really, really nice. I think it'll be interesting to see what Nike do as a response. Obviously, I know we've seen, which we won't discuss, obviously, but the leaked Nike goalkeepers jerseys, which is a really interesting and massively bold move, and also the fact that they're so different from what we're kind of seeing from
Yeah,
Addy.
yeah.
That could be a real.
It's
It could be very interesting.
the classic
Yeah,
Jose Chilavert.
yeah, exactly. It could be really interesting if we get the two brands going in completely different directions with their design. That could be pretty awesome. And then, of course, there'll be Puma, just
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
Puma things.
yeah. Puma will do.
Um,
There's a oh my gosh, what is her name? I can't remember. I'm not on Twitter anymore, so I can't I don't see any of the stuff. But it's a woman who huge football fan, and during the last World Cup, she was like she had the like Vin Diesel like where he's looking in the back seat and the child is screaming, and it's just like why can't you be normal? And it's like Puma releasing World Cup kits.
oh, absolutely. Yeah. So there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of obviously love for the Adidas Germany there
Yeah.
as well.
Oh, 98 Mexico jersey inspiration. Okay. And it was
There you
ABBA
go.
Sport.
Cool. I had no idea. I do always find it interesting when you look back at some old because I'd never really considered it, you know, but you go back and you look at like what Italy were wearing in like
Mhm.
'94, and it's not Diodora and it's not Nike and it's not Adidas. It's you know what I mean. I can't remember what it is, but it's
Well,
something very very
what were Brazil
strange.
wearing? Do you remember?
Was it No, was it
It was
Umbro?
Umbro.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wild.
yeah, because obviously Nike took over in '98, didn't they?
Mhm. Oh, yeah, there's so many stories about how involved Nike was with the corruption in the Brazilian association.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like, there is a book called Futebol, which
Okay.
is written by an English guy, and he goes around Brazil and stuff like that. It's about the history of Brazilian football, and, like, he visits the offices, and this is, like, in the late '90s, and he talks about, like, how dilapidated and old they look. They don't look like the offices of, at the time, a four-time
Mm,
world champion.
okay.
And apparently a bunch of the Nike sponsor money, instead of going towards upgrading stuff, it
Yeah,
just went into
went
people's pockets.
mm, into questionable places. I rescind my previous statement. Apparently, the 94 Italy home shirt was Diodora, but there is no Diodora branding on it.
Okay.
So, like, I don't know why. Like, it'd be wild for a brand to do now. But yeah, so there is no branding on it, but
Mhm.
it was made by Diodora. There you go. What can you do? Uh, cool. So I think we've kind of come to a bit of
Yeah.
a natural conclusion there. If you have any further questions, chat, please do throw them in the chat, and we will get them. We've got a whole 5 minutes or 4 minutes before we do amble to the end of the football boot hour here.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, obviously, if you do want to check out some rather lovely football boot reviews, head over to the Lockhart Boot Blog. It's Lockhart Boot Blog
Please.
on the old blog on the Tinterwebs as well as on
Yeah.
Instagram. You can obviously find me at Boot Wizard here. Please do like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and then at Boot Wizard Boot Reviews on Instagram, at Boot Wizard on TikTok, and I do have that giveaway going that I did mention,
That's an
um,
absurd giveaway.
which is ridiculous. So yeah, pick any pair of boots you want up to the value of £250. Purchase them from ProDirect Soccer. ProDirect aren't affiliated, so you can use ProDirect Europe, ProDirect UK, ProDirect US, whatever you should fancy. And we'll throw that in there, and you get 5 pairs of the Advantage grip socks because I'm partnering with Advantage in order to actually do this giveaway. They have been incredibly generous in putting this on, and I am merely
Heck yeah.
promoting it. So
You are
that's
just
very, very kind of them.
the
I am
mouthpiece.
quite literally the mouthpiece. Yes, I am the one there just to make sure that it gets seen by as many people as possible. Oh, disaster, disaster! As he says that,
Huh?
so that video um on TikTok has hit
Uh-huh.
150,000 views,
Oh boy.
and um TikTok have removed it for a community guidelines violation. There is no they've
What?
done it to me they've done it to me before. Like, I get hit with, like, occasionally a community guidelines violation for stuff, and I actually, like, there is nothing wrong with it. Um, and I don't, like, once they remove it, there's basically nothing you can do about it.
Uh,
There's no, like, appeal process or anything. It just is gone. Um, so yeah, that's fun. I'm gonna have to put that back up again.
hooray.
Oh
Good
dear.
job, guys.
Thanks,
Good
TikTok, you
job.
pains in my ass. You sometimes it happens because like, people are assholes basically, and they report the um your video, so they'll just like multi-report your video, um, and eventually, like, TikTok basically works everything automatically. It's all automatic, so it just basically screws you over.
But yeah,
So now
the
I
Puma released the Eusebio Black Kit, which is
well,
really
they
nice.
did.
It's very
Apart from
expensive, and that
they
ad
did a
was
full
garbage.
AI ad.
That was so bad.
Everything.
Like, I, I, I don't know what it is. I cannot stand looking at AI. My eyes want to vomit.
Yeah, that was I did not mention that. It is a nice looking kit, but yeah, I didn't bring it up mainly because obviously we don't cover kits that much, but this makes a lot of sense obviously with the
Yeah.
Adidas World Cup ones being released. Cool. All right, I am going to do the
Oh, yeah.
thing, ladies and gentlemen. So I am
Yeah.
going to switch this to a members only, which will start in 1 minute. So
Yes.
that will pop up very soon.
There you go.
Um,
Yes. Get excited. Join in 1 minute.
Join in 1 minute where Andrew gets kicked out. Josh Tossell, Pro Direct reporting it because you're in the Unisport boot. Yeah, so I thought this was fairly funny, and I did do it on purpose. I'm wearing two boots in the video. Both of those boots you can't actually get from Pro Direct right now. One of them is the F50 Spider, and then the other one is the Umbro Velocitudecima. And
Oh,
you can't
$5 is not enough money to make me
for Andrew
one.
to
That's
eat a spoonful of
monopoly.
Vegemite live on the
That is monopoly money. Come on.
Yeah, it's $5 Australian as well. So he was giving you 5 Australian Monopoly monies for you to eat a spoonful of
I mean,
Vegemite.
thank you for the donation, but also, F you because you obviously don't think I'm that valuable. All right, we're
um,
switching over.
yeah, 1-0. We're out of here.